Video 4.3 Self-Care Strategies. Putting yourself in the equation should not be something that is one and done or practiced only when you reach burnout. Self-care is simple, everyday, healthy rituals that keep your mind and body energized. It could be as simple as going to bed every night at the same time, scheduling a massage, lighting candles, reading a good book, anything that allows you to take pause. Find your moments to unplug. Are there specific times of the day that you can turn the phone off, turn the TV off, shut down the computer? Maybe start with dinner. Can you unplug and be fully present and focused on who you are with? Technology has created this always-on expectation, and there are so many ways to communicate. The other day, I realized that a friend and I have a text message thread, Messenger, Instagram DM, and our phone calls throughout the day. At any given moment, we can have up to 4 conversations going and multiple storylines in those conversations. It is important to unplug from the world and really focus on yourself and those in your presence. Establish guidelines for communication. Ensure that your team knows that when they are not at work, they are truly not at work. Giving yourself permission to not be at work when you are not at work is also important. Give yourself and your employees permission to focus on their families and their lives outside of work. Give yourself permission to take a real vacation and decompress. If an email is sent after hours, everyone needs to know that it is not expected until the next day. If after hours emails become a problem, teach your employees and yourself to save the emails as drafts in your inboxes and send them the next morning. Is creating a culture where everyone has to have an almost instant response to communications really what you want for your business? Make a commitment to yourself. Write your personal commitments in your daily schedule or put them on your calendar so they are equally prioritized with your work commitments. This includes your self-care rituals. Find time for them when you're making your daily schedule. Self-care doesn't have to be time-consuming. It can be 5 minutes of meditation, breathing, a quick walk around the block, journaling, or doing some stretches. If you don't feel that you have time to read a book, try reading for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe just before bedtime instead of catching up on more email. Find what works for you. Really taking time to get to know yourself and finding what works for you as far as self-care goes is important. Maybe you don't like meditation. Maybe you would rather take a walk and do something physical. Pay attention as you incorporate time for yourself into your schedule. Tackle self-care and wellness as a team. What can you organically schedule into your workday for your team to experience together that will contribute to self-care and wellness? Can you have lunch together without your phones? Sign up for a class and learn something new together. Work out together. Keep in mind, when trying to attack self-care as a team, that it may not work for all teams, as some people will get better results from self-care that is done alone. Lead with generosity. The most important thing is to give ourselves and our teams time for self-care. We have to walk our talk as leaders and demonstrate that self-care is a priority. Some of the rules that I've made for myself to increase my focus on self-care is that I don't take my cell phone upstairs to my bedroom. I have an old-fashioned battery-operated alarm clock for the days that I have to guarantee I wake up early. My career started in the heyday of the BlackBerry, where we woke up all night long to the little flashing red lights and answered emails and text messages. I find that when I do not take my cell phone to bed, I fall asleep easier and I am less stressed than when I wake up. When I wake up, as I'm not reaching for my phone. My mantra is that I choose when to let the world into my space, and I choose when I don't let the world into my space. I try and detox on Sunday nights from technology. Usually about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I detach from tech. I use my time to get things done around the house that I need to and get those things done. I also retrained myself to focus. I constantly sit down at my desk and find myself scrolling Facebook, CNBC, the news, checking email, and not actually getting work done. So when I need to work on a project, like recording classes, I put my phone on silent or on airplane mode, shut off all my browsers that I don't need, and knock the work out. I tend to work in 45-minute segments and then take a 15-minute break. Yoga is a big part of my self-care. Yoga teaches you so much about yourself and helps you with focus, concentration, and not to mention will improve your strength, health, and your balance, which is really important as we age. Avoid e-readers. This is a big one. I am an avid reader. I love books. I love learning. In any corner of my house, there's a stack of books. I bought the first version of the Kindle when it came out, and I never really took to it. I thought it would be a great idea to have on flights and travel with, and I could read endlessly. And sure, it was lighter than packing a book for the airplane, but I didn't get the genuine thrill of reading a book from it. As a kid, I loved to pick out books when we went to town, and town was an hour and a half away from where we lived, so I would stock up, buying 3 or 4 at a time, and I loved exploring bookstores, and an e-reader took that away from me. So find the things that you love and practice your self-care by incorporating those things into your life.